So yesterday, what all things we were talking about is, we were talking about HTML, and we have seen various tags. So can you tell me that in anchor tag, what all things we can do? Put your answers in the chat box. Okay, so you can open, you can send the mail, you can link the pages. Perfect. Okay, so in link in anchor tag we have used name attribute. So what is use of name attribute? Suraj, can you tell me what is use of name attribute in anchor tag? Suraj. Okay. So giving name to the anchor tag perfectly specified that if you want to give the name to the anchor tag, then you can go for um, giving the name attribute, and you can use that name attribute um, in href, right? Using hash that you can use. Now if I want to give the if I want to draw horizontal line, then what is the tag we have to use for horizontal line? Perfect. HR tag is there. Then we also have seen empty tags. So can you give examples of empty tags? Can you give examples of empty tag? BR, input, HR, all these are examples of empty tag. Perfect. Okay. And we were talking about image tag also. So in image tag, if I want to display the image, then what is the URL that you have to use? Perfect. SRC attribute you will have to use. So you will have to specify the URL and not the actual image absolute path. The reason behind it is our page will be available on the server, and then our actual page will run on the browser, that is on the client machine. That is why we are using the image tag, and in that we are using SRC. So these things we were talking about. Now I'm sharing my screen. And now, as I said, that today we are going to talk about Visual Studio Code. So if you want to use Visual Studio Code, first of all, you will have to install Visual Studio Code. So I hope that everybody has installed Visual Studio Code on your machine. So if you go to the browser, and in the browser, if you say download Visual Studio Code, then you will be able to get this particular location. And from here, you can see for Windows, you will get the installer. So you can use system installer. This 64-bit, if you download, you will get the MSI file. And then if you install it on your machine, you will be able to use Visual Studio Code. If you have not done it, we will do it in the lab today. So you will have to download the installer. And once you install it, if you type here Visual Studio Code, you will be able to get this particular option. Now, if you click on this, it will open the Visual Studio Code. Now, why we are using Visual Studio Code is because if I want to see the folder structure, then seeing folder structure becomes very easy over here. Similarly, if I click on File, and here if I click on Open Folder, it allows me to open the entire folder structure, which helps me to find the data, organize the data, use data from various folders, become very easy. So now suppose I'm selecting this folder, then we will be able to see that HTML demos folder also over here. If we want to create the files over here, we can create it. So this is how you can use the Visual Studio Code, and in that you can open the folder. Now suppose you want to create a new file inside this. So suppose I'm selecting this particular folder, and over here you can see there is an option available for new file. Inside this, if you want to create a folder, we have a facility available called as new folder. Now if I click on new file, then inside HTML demos, it is allowing me to create a new file. Now suppose we are talking about linkdemo.html. So I'm creating one file called as linkdemo.html. Now suppose over here I'm typing HTML. So you can see that there is a shortcut available which gives you this end of the tag immediately. You need not have to type it. Similarly, there are multiple plugins available, but we will not use those right now. I want you to type it. Then we have seen that in HTML, there are two parts. One is head section and another one is body section. And whatever you write inside body section, that will appear on the browser window. Now over here, if you have a tag called as title, we are writing here, this is title. Now inside body tag, over here, if I want to display certain things, so you, as you know that we can use header tags. And yesterday, how many header tags we have seen? How many header tags we have seen? Six header tags, H1 to H6. So suppose over here, I want to show the heading that is link demo. And below that, I want to display the link. Now, when I'm typing these files, you can see that if it is not saved over here, can you see a dot is appearing beside the name of this file? The dot is appearing, which indicates that file is not saved. Okay, this we will require when we will go for Node.js, React.js. That time we should understand that multiple files we are going to use and whether we have saved it or not. Now, if you want to display the links, then there are three types of links available. I mean to say link matlab lists. If you want to display lists, then there are three types of lists available. One is called as unordered list. Another one is called as ordered list. And third one is called as data list. Okay. So there are three types of lists that you can show. One is called as ordered list. So unordered list, ordered list, unordered list, and data list. So unordered list is nothing but bulleted list if you want to show. Ordered list is nothing but numbered list if you want to show. And data list is nothing but like a data definition list. So if you want to show the term and definition, then in such cases you can go for a data list. So these are three types of lists which are available. So here, if you want to show unordered list, for showing unordered list, the tag available is UL tag. And inside UL tag, um, you can use the attribute, you can use another tag called as li. Okay, li stands for list items. So you can show list items over here. Now suppose this these are the list items in which I'm showing here mobile. Then suppose another list item I'm showing is li. And let's say TV. And another list item if I'm showing is, let's say, fridge. So this is one unordered list. Now, once you finish typing it, I'm saving this. Now, once I save this, you can see that dot has gone. So now this file is saved. Now, if I want to run this file, as I told you that this is a part of a web application, and that is why it is good choice that we will keep it on the server and we will run it on the server. Because later on, when we want to make this file as a part of our web application, it has to run on the server. And that is why over here, if you see, we have a list of extensions. Okay, we have a list of extensions. And in this list here, it is showing me what all I have installed on my machine and what is recommended is also given here. Now there is a plugin available. There is a extension available called as live server. So if you click on this live server, so here it will show you the option called as install. Now, right now it is already installed on my machine. So here it is showing uninstalled. But if you want to install it, you will have to click on install over here. Now, once it is done, again going back to the Explorer, you will have to click on View and Explorer. It will take us back over here. Now, once this live server is installed on your machine, you can see that it is showing me one option here at the bottom, and that option is Go Live. So if I click on this Go Live, it will allow me to show this particular file. So suppose I'm opening this particular file, and if I click on Go Live, it will open the file in the browser. And can you see that currently it is opening the file on which port number 5500? And now you can see that my URL is not http://. Instead, it is giving the URL as. So if I'm copy pasting that URL over here, so can you see my URL is starting with http://, and this is the IP address of localhost, that is my current machine, followed by colon port number, and then it is showing me in which folder and which is the file we are running, right? So now we don't have domain name. So right now it is giving me IP address of current machine and 5500. So this is our protocol using which we are sending the request. This is our IP address and the port number to which we are sending the request. This is the folder, or you can say that on this machine at this port, this is the application which is running. And in that there is a HTML file which we want to see. So now we are running the file on the drive, on the server, and not on the local machine. So if we use this live server, temporarily this Visual Studio Code for practice purpose, temporarily user will give us the server for practice purpose. Now in actual production environment, or whenever you are going to deploy the project on client machine, that time we will not be able to use this server. This server is only for the practice purpose. So if you just want to run the file, you will have to open that HTML file and you have to click on Go Live. Now here it is showing me port number. Okay, so now if I just click on this, it will allow me to close it also, and it will allow me to go live also. From here you can use it. So this is how you can use unordered list. Now in unordered list, when I did go live, you can see that the title portion is appearing over here. Can you see this is title is appearing over here? And then here it is showing the link, the list items, and here it is showing the H1 tag. Now if I want to see my HTML file, you will have to just right click. Now I want to see that this mobile is coming from where. Then you can right click and you can click on inspect, or you can press F12 button, and that F12 button is going to open this particular page on this particular window on the screen. And this is nothing but your developers tool. Now if you go to elements, here you will be able to see the HTML page, and if you bring your cursor here, you will be able to understand from where it is coming, right? So you can see your HTML code over here. To open this developers tool, you can either press F12, or you can right click and you can click on inspect. It will take you to the portion from where this particular text is coming. So even your file is huge, that time it will help you out to find out the location. So if you want to display the list, so you can see that over here it is showing me the bullet with the circle. Now if you want to modify it, then here inside this UL, you can use type. Okay. Now for type, there are various values, possible values available. So if I use type is equal to square, and if you refresh the page, so can you see that over here now it is showing me square. Okay. So if you want to change the size of the type of the bullet, the one which is appearing, then for that you will have to use the attribute called as type. So the values of the type that you can give is disk or square, or disk or square or circle. Okay. So any one of this you can give and you can see how it is appearing. So you can see this is circle. The bullets have changed. Then you can use here disk also if you want that black circles, and otherwise you can go for square. So these are the three values which we can specify over here. Other than that, if you want to use, then you will have to go for CSS. Now this is unordered list. If you want to display ordered list, then you will have to use OL. And inside OL also you can write this li tags. So now if I'm using same li tags over here, then it will show me ordered list in which numbering will be there. So now if you refresh this particular page, so you can see that the list is not appearing because my file is not saved. So if I save the file and if I refresh the page, so you can see that on the live server automatically the changes are getting reflected. Now here it is showing me the numbers 1, 2 and 3. But what if I want to show the numbers as Roman letters? Or what if I want to show the numbers as ABCD? So then over here in OL also you can use the attribute called as type. And in this type you can write over here as A. So type A, if I write here, you can see that you have to save the changes. You can see that it is now showing me ABC. Okay. Now if I use the same ordered list, and suppose between these ordered list I'm giving a horizontal rule for distinction where it is starting and ending. So now if you display this particular page, you can see that over here also ABC is appearing. And if I do not specify any type, by default it will be number. Now here if I want to get Roman letters, then you can use type is equal to capital I or type is equal to small I, based on whether you want small case values or small case Roman letters or capital case Roman letters. So this is how you can use type attribute. If you don't specify anything, it will number it as 1, 2, 3. If you specify type is equal to I, it will be Roman letters, capital I or small I you can use. Or if you use small a or capital A, it will become a ABC. But if I don't want to start numbering from A, I want to start it from C. Then here I can use one more option, that is 3. So over here, if I'm writing start 3, then this numbering will start with C. So you can see the changes here. So now you can see that since I have given start is equal to 3, do not write start is equal to C, write start is equal to 3. So it is starting with C, D and E. So it is starting with C, D and E. So like this, you can specify that what type of numbering you want. So you can use type attribute and you can use start attribute. So this is ordered list. And in ordered list, whichever type you want to specify, you can use that type over here and you can write start. Li क्या बताना है? Li is a list item, right? Kamaksha, which one you want me to repeat? Li stands for list item. So हर एक लिस्ट में अलग अलग आइटम्स अगर आपको दिखाने हैं तो you can go for Li tag. Similarly, there is a DD option available for data list. And in the data list, if you want to show the data list, for showing the data list, you will have to use the tag called as DL, begin DL and end DL. And instead of this DL, you will have to show LI. Now in this LI, over here, if you want to show the values, then here you have to give DT, which is data term. And over here, suppose I am writing term 1. And then here, if I am writing data definition, so we are writing this is term 1. Okay. Now, if you want to show another term, so here I am writing term 2, and here we are writing this is term 2. And when I am writing here term 3, this is term 3. So in DL, you have to write data term and data definition. Now, if I am saving this, and if you see it over here, it will appear like a term here and definition of that term here and definition of that term and definition. So like this, if you want to display the list, then you will have to go for which list is? You will have to go for DL. DL stands for data list, DT stands for term, and DD stands for data definition. So these are the 3 types of lists which you can specify: unordered list, ordered list, and data list. But many times it is possible that here I am showing the list as mobile, and below this mobile I want to show one more list as a sub list. So below mobile, if you want to add a list, you can write one more unordered list or OL or DL, whatever you want. Any list can be nested inside any list. Now, since here I am writing UL, bulleted list will get added. If I write over here OL, then ordered list will get stored over here. Okay. And now here inside OL, you will have to write LI. Inside OL, you have to write LI. And in this LI, you can save the you can put any value. Now, suppose for mobile, if I'm writing here Google Pixel, then I'm adding one more LI, say iPhone 13. Then if I'm writing Samsung. So like this, if I want to generate a list inside list, then in between this begin LI and end LI, along with this mobile, we are writing one more list inside it, which will become a data list, right? So now if you check over here, so now if you check over here, is it appearing like mobile here? And inside that ordered list is appearing because we have used OL. Now inside TV, if I want to show some list, so this is TV. So in between this begin and end LI. Now suppose here I'm using unordered list. So it will come as a bulleted list. So inside this TV, if I'm writing LI, and inside this LI, if I'm writing MITV, then here if I'm writing Sony TV, and here if I'm writing Samsung or LG TV, something like that. Now inside this list, I'm using unordered list. So now is it appearing like a bulleted list over here? So inside TV, can you see the bulleted list is appearing? So this is how you can show list inside list. However you want, you can show list inside list. Okay. So if you want to show any data in the list format, you can go for this way of writing. Now, when we are writing this list, inside list we are using li tag. So li tag is list item we are using, right? Now, as we have seen yesterday, empty tags are there. We have seen yesterday that there are empty tags. Same way, in our list, there is another type of tag called as auto closable tags. So there are certain tags which are called as auto closable tags. So one of the auto closable tag is li, another one is tr. So these are auto closable tags. Now what do you mean by that? So auto closable tags are tags that if end tag is not compulsory. So you can see that writing end tag is not compulsory. When next same begin tag will come, the tag will close automatically. So these are called as auto closable tags. Now in auto closable tags, over here you can see li is auto closable. It means that suppose I am writing this ordered list, and in that if I am writing this li, and if I don't write this end li, so that is okay. It will not give you any error and it will work correctly also. So whenever I'm writing this li, and if next li tag comes, so automatically this will get closed. So next li tag will close this particular tag. Next li tag will close this particular tag. Okay. So this is how the tags will get closed. Now, if you see here, even if I'm not closing the tag, it is showing me the data correctly. So by default, that tag end will be considered here in the li tag. So you can see that in the li tag, even if you do not give empty tag, still it will end tag, still it works correctly. Can you see? So it adds it automatically because this is li tag. Now in li, you can see this as a marker. So marker is nothing but these numbers which are coming automatically, or these bullets which are coming automatically. Those are considered as this marker. Somebody had asked what is use of this colon marker. So this colon marker is nothing but this 1, 2, 3 or this bulleted list which is appearing. So this is how you can use lists. And in the lists, li tag is auto closable tag. So have you understood what is use of li tag? Any questions? So Rajendra, if you want to change the marker, one of the way of doing it is type. And another way of doing it is you will have to do it via CSS or like that. Which code is not getting overwriting, Supriya? How it will get overwritten? Matlab, why it will get overwritten? It will come one below the other only, na? Whenever the page will get rendered on the screen, first of all, it will display this. Then wherever cursor is below that, it will show this. Below that, it will show this. So browser has a cursor and that cursor will keep on showing the text below, right? Supriya? Yes, Ashish. Inside that li, you can show anything that you want over here. Yes, you can show it by using pre-tag, provided that pre-tag should end before li ends. So nesting of the tag should be proper. If you save the file by HTML, by extension HTML, you can open with Notepad now. Why not? You cannot open it in Notepad. You can. So like for here in web programming, suppose this is our folder and I want to open this particular file in Notepad. So instead of just double click, you select right click and there is an option called as edit with Notepad plus plus, or in open with you will get choose another app. So from here you can select the Notepad, right? You can edit it with PyCharm also. Any editor you can use. Kamaksha. So you can open it by using edit with, or you can use open with and select the other type. So this is how you can use ordered list, right? Now this is how you want to show the list. Now what if I don't want to show the information in the list, but I want to show the information in the form of table. Now when I want to show the information in the form of table, then I will have to use the table tag. Okay, then I will have to go for table tag. Now in table tag, कौन सा सेकंड टैग रह गया किरण? टीआर टैग, ये वाला वही अभी करेंगे ना, टेबल टैग में ही यूज होता है टीआर टैग. So when we are using these tags, if you want to show the table, then here in HTML you can show the table also. So जैसे कि here I am creating one more file now, and here I am writing table demo.html. Now if I want to show the table, so this is the table tag, and inside table tag I can show the table rows. Now if you want to show the table rows, then you will have to go for which tag is tr. Tr stands for table rows. Now inside this tr you can use two tags, one is th or another one is td. Now inside this th tag, here I am writing, suppose I want to show id. So suppose here I am writing product id. Then another th I can write. So th stands for table heading. Then we are writing here product name. Then another th I am writing. So over here, suppose I am writing price. And over here, if I'm adding QTY, quantity. So if I want to show the table row, then there is a tag available called as TR. And inside TR, whatever columns you want to show, those many headings you can write over here. So now here, 4 headings are there. So your table will contain 4 columns. And for first column, this will be the heading, this will be the heading, this will be the heading, and this will be the heading. Now, right now you can see that over here the headings are appearing, but no data is appearing, right? Headings are appearing. And since I'm using header, it is appearing in the bold. It is appearing as bold. Now, if I'm using another tr tag, and over here I don't want to show heading, now I want to show td. TD stands for table data. Now here also I want to show TD. So 4 TDs I want to show. So like this, if I want to show 2, 3 rows. So over here again, I'm saying chair. So product name is chair, price is suppose 2000 and quantity suppose we need is 30. Then the second item we are writing here. And then here if I'm writing table, price we are writing is 4000 and the quantity we are writing is 45. And shelf price we are writing is suppose 4050 and quantity we are writing is 40. So if you design it like this, it will appear like a table. So now you can see that the table is appearing and data is organized in the proper manner, but the borders are not appearing here. So if you want to show the border inside table tag, you can use the attribute called as border. So suppose I'm writing 2 here. Similarly for this table, if you want to give heading, then inside this table you can use the tag called as caption and you can write this is product. So you can see that this is appearing like a caption for the table. So many times it happens that in the document you show the table and below that some heading for that table appears and that is nothing but called as caption. Now right now this caption is available at the top. So by default it will appear at the top. But if I want to show it at the bottom, then here you can use align. And in align you can write here bottom or top two values. So you can use bottom or top. These are the two values you can write. Now if I'm writing bottom, it will appear at the bottom. So this is how we are displaying the table. And this is what is our caption. These are the borders. But what if when I'm showing this, I want to add one more heading on the top. So there may be 2 rows which is showing headings, right? So suppose this is the heading. And now here I'm giving the heading as product details. And then I don't want to write anything here because I just want to write product details. Now I have kept these values blank. So now see how it is appearing. So this product details is appearing here and this is empty, this is empty and this is empty, which is not looking good. So now here, if this product details we want to show in the center, this product details, if I want to show in the center, then here, wherever you have given this product tab, that is TH. Now inside this TH, you will have to write, now multiple columns should be occupied. So here you will have to use the attribute called as call span. And here you have to specify how many columns you want to occupy. So 4 columns. So this heading should occupy how many columns is 4 columns. So these TH are not required. So all these blank columns will be occupied by this single TH only. So now if you see this, can you see that it is all these cells are getting merged and now here it is showing us the product detail. So you can use column span for that. Okay, you can use call span for that. Same way, what if I want that this particular ID should appear for this also. Okay, this ID should appear for this also. So now in that case, I want that this one should appear here and here. So these 2 rows I want to combine only for this portion. So now for this row, I don't want to give TD. So we will use what? Row span now. So here you can specify in this TD, I can specify row span. Now when I am saying row span is equal to 2, So this TD will occupy this row also and it will occupy this row also. So this TD is not required. Over here, this TD will not be required. Okay. So you can use call span and row span. So now you can see that this is occupying 2 rows. This is occupying 4 columns. So like this, you can manage the table how you want it. Accordingly, you can design the table. Now this row span and call span are the attributes which you can use only with the TD or TH. Okay, this is the attribute that you can use only with TD or TH. Now inside table, along with this border, you can also specify width of the table. So suppose I am writing here 600. So it will occupy it that much size, 600 pixel size it will occupy. So this is how you can specify the table. So you can specify width, you can specify height. Similarly here, you can also specify cell spacing and cell padding. So here if I'm saying cell spacing, so suppose I'm writing here cell spacing is 4 pixel. So pixel is usually unit for calculating the gaps. Okay. So can you see that the gap between these two cells has been increased? Now suppose I'm writing this as 10 pixel here. So if you want to increase the gap between these two cells, then you can use which attribute? Cell spacing. So you can see that whenever I'm writing border 2, is it showing me that double border line? If you write 1, then it will show you one border line. So for border, if I want to show double border line, you can go for 2. So this is how the border will appear, double border line. Anand. If you want to increase the gap between two cells, then you can use cell spacing. And there is another one, that is cell padding. Now cell padding is nothing but when I want to increase the gap between this text and the cell, so then you can go for cell padding. Okay. So in table, you can go for cell spacing or you can go for cell padding. Now cell padding is nothing but um, gap between the line, that is cell border, and the text. Give me a minute. So over here you can use cell padding. I have to check why it is not getting increased. We will change this to 10 pixel. So this is the gap which will get increased. So between the text and the cell border. So this is how you can use cell padding. Yes, Rajendra, you do all these things in through CSS also. But if there are old projects in which CSS is not used, then you should also know what is meaning of all these, right? So these are the attributes which are available in the table. So कौन से है? Border is there, cell spacing is there, BG color also you can use if you want to give background. Now when you are using colors, so over here in the table, suppose I am using color, say BG color is equal to cyan. So the background color will be given to the table. So if I am saving it, so you can see the background color to the table is given. But when we are using these color schemes, so either you can use these in words or here you can specify hexadecimal number also. Now, when we are specifying any color scheme, In this hexadecimal, there are total 6 digits available. The first digit represents the red color. The next two digits represents G, and the next two digits represent blue color. So now if I'm writing it like this will become blue color. Okay. So BG color is nothing but, so over here, if I want, this is RGB. R stands for red, G stands for green, and FF stands for blue. So over here, if I'm writing FF, so this will become red. And now here, if I'm writing 00, so this will become red. Now green is 0 and blue is 0. So this is which color now? This will become red color now. So like that, you will have to write the color. But there are many colors available. So always it will not be only red or only green or only blue. So suppose I am writing any number which is hexadecimal number. Now in hexadecimal number we have we have digits starting from 0 to F. So here if I write 0 or 10, then suppose CC and 22, some combination. So some combination of RGB will get created and that color will appear for the background color in the table. Okay. So here you should know the combination of this red, green and blue. And for that huge list is available in the documentation. And I'm also going to share one PDF with you. In that lot of things are given. Okay. So like this PDF I'm going to share with you. So if you want to check the colors, so here lot of colors are given. And how that color will appear, that is also given here. So these are the color options and this is the code. So for some of the code which we use commonly, what is the option you can use that is given here? Like here aquamarine, if I want to use 70db93. So if I use this code 70db93, if I use this code, then you will get this particular combination. So like this, lot of colors are available. But for that, first of all, you should be able to find this combination and then you can use this. So as I said, that this look and feel when you want to give nowadays, it is suggested that don't give this look and feel over here. So because all these things are possible to do from the CSS. Okay. But what if there are certain sites in which old files are there? Then you should know that all these attributes are doing what. Then only you can do the modification. Otherwise, you will not be able to do the modification. So here, these are the attributes which are available and they are still working, right? So in old files, you may get this. And instead of doing it like this from here, it is better to do it from CSS. But right now we don't know CSS. And if at certain places you are not using CSS, then in such cases, at least these attributes you can use for displaying the values, right? So this is the um, this is how you can use the color scheme. So you can use any colors by finding out um, the combination. You can use any color of your choice. So if you want to show the table, you can use multiple attributes in the table. In the table tag, what all things you can use is BG color you can use, Now, if you want to provide text color, that also you can use. So table inside table also is possible. So in table tag, we have seen which tags. TH is for table heading, TR is for table row, and TD is for table data. Now inside table tag, we have seen BG color. There is another attribute available called as border. Width is also there. Then cell spacing is there and cell padding is there. So these attributes can be used only with the table. Similarly, you can use align. If you want to do these, if you want to show the table align center or align left, align right. So here, if I'm using align is equal to center, then it will be center align. Then the table will be center align. So you can use center align also. Okay. So these are various attributes which are available in the table tag, and in TD or TH. So you cannot use these attributes in TR or TD or TH. In TR tag, you can use BG color. So if you want to change the background color of a particular row, or if you want to change the background color of this portion of the table, then you can change the BG color. You can use BG color for that. So inside this, there are the attributes which are available called as row span and call span, which I have shown you. Along with that, for a particular TH, you can use width and height also, or you can use V align, vertically align. Now, suppose here your size of TD is very big. Like for example, in this table, if I'm writing height is equal to 600 pixel. So now you can see that this is very big cell. Now, what if I want to show this chair at the top here? Then wherever you have written chair, in that TD, you can write align is equal to, and यहाँ पे you can write top. But अभी ये जो top align है, for that you will have to say V align, vertical alignment. Okay, you can use V align. So if I'm saying V align top, so you can see that now it is not appearing at the center, it is appearing at the top. If you want to show here at the bottom, you can say V align bottom and V align center. So depending on your requirement, you can use vertical alignment as well as horizontal alignment. So the gap between every two cells is nothing but called as cell spacing. The gap between border and the text is nothing but called as cell padding. So cell padding plus whatever is required for center align. Okay, so that is cell padding. You can use vertically aligned top, center or bottom. And if you can do horizontal align, that is left, center and right. So if you want to do horizontally alignment, then align is there. For vertical alignment, V align is there. And then you can specify the width and height also for a particular cell if you want to modify it. So depending on your requirement, you can use the appropriate tags. So this is how you can display table tags. So these are the table tags. So how you want to use it, that you will have to decide. So how to use row span, how to use call span, cell padding, cell spacing, ये हम कर सकते हैं. So this is how you can draw the table. Anybody has any questions? So in table tag, so in the table tag, if you want to use it, I'm sharing this code in the chat box if you want to try out on your machine. So we are using table tag, and in the table tag we have used multiple attributes. Yes, Dipti, you can use align and bg color in the table heading and table row also. Like for example, here if I'm using bg color is equal to cyan. So only for that particular heading, it will change it to cyan. So you can use bg color. Then you can use align, v align, and whatever attributes are allowed, all those are given in that PPT also. So you can refer PPT also later to understand which attribute is available in which tag. Yes, Shivendra, you are right. So if you are giving the gap between two cells, like for example, suppose you are drawing a table, and inside table, suppose this is how you are writing the table, right? So inside your table, suppose this is your one cell and this is your another cell. So in between these two cell, how much gap you want to keep? This is cell spacing. And suppose this is text is appearing. So between this border and this text, how much gap you want? So this gap is nothing but called as cell padding. So are you with me? Any questions? Shubham, we will talk about image tag a little later. Wait for some time. It will not open because we haven't given the URL for the URL on the server, right? So this is how you can use the table tag, and this is how you can use the order list. So we have seen how to use list. Not necessarily Dhananjay, you can change the color of the text also. Uh, So color of the text, default color is black, yes. So if you want to change the text color, you will not be able to use any tag over here. That you will have to do through CSS. How to do it? We will see it in CSS to change the text color. Dhananjay. Okay, I don't think that this color will work here or text will work over here. Let's check. Text is equal to, let's say, red. So we are not allowed to use this text attribute. Now you can see that even if it is not allowed, it is not giving any error, right? It is not giving any error. So if you want to change the text color, you can use CSS. And in CSS, there is a style attribute. And then over here, you can write color colon red. So suppose I'm writing something like this, color colon red. So now you can see the color had changed, right? But this is actually what we are applying is a CSS. For that, which attribute we have used is? It is like CSS we are writing over here. For that, you have to use which attribute is style attribute. And this is the property we are writing. And this is the value we are giving. And this is only attribute which you can use anywhere, wherever you want. Okay, style is an attribute, is only attribute which you can use in every tag. And they have added this attribute specifically for the CSS properties. CSS क्या है कामाक्ष, that we will see later in detail. CSS stands for cascading style sheet, which is used for giving good look and feel to your page. तो अगर हमने पेज में टेक्स्ट दिखाया बट वो टेक्स्ट को हमें अच्छा बैकग्राउंड देना है, इफ यू वांट टू असाइन प्रॉपर कलर, उसका विड्थ हाइट चेंज करना है, और उसको अच्छा लुक एंड फील अगर देना है, इफ यू वांट टू मेक डू द मेकअप ऑफ दैट particular page, then you can go for CSS, which we will talk in more detail later. Okay, so this is how table tag is used. So any questions on list and table tags? Any questions on list and table tags? Yes, Nitin, in body tag, you can give the text attribute, but then it will become for entire page and not for only table. Now, right now we have only table in that tag, in that page, because of which the text will work in the body tag. Because in body tag, when you are assigning text value, it is for entire table. Okay. Any other question anybody has? Okay. So this is how you can use link tag, and this is how you can use the table tag. Now, along with this, lot of other tags are available. So as I said that one of the tag which is available is image tag. Now, what is use of image tag? So in image tag, you can use, um, in image tag, you can display the image, right? So if you want to display the image, we have seen that for image tag, we have to go for um, SRC attribute, and in SRC attribute, um, you can display the path. Source path we can use over here. So now here, if I'm writing a code, Ashish, for writing attributes, there is no sequence. You can write it in any sequence of your choice. So if you want to show the image, you can use which tag is, you can use img tag. So in image tag, now again for showing the HTML here, what we are writing is HTML. And writing head is not compulsory. So I'm writing only body tag over here. And if I'm writing img tag. Now, as I said, that whenever you want to show the image, that image should be accessible, within that application, right? Not anywhere on the drive, not anywhere on our machine. So in this, that is why I'm using this live server, right? Now, whenever I'm using this live server, that live server has access to only this folder and not outside this folder. So if my images are available outside this folder, then it is not good choice to access them from here, right? So server will not be able to access the folder anywhere on this server, right? It should have access only within this folder. And that is why if you want to use the images, that image folder should be inside this folder if you want to use it in these files, right? It cannot be anywhere on your machine. So now if you want to use that, so we will have to go to D drive, and on the D drive I have these images. So this D drive images folder is outside the scope of that HTML demos, and hence whenever you are going to use images in your application, for that whatever this images folder is available, kahan gaya images folder, this one. So you can copy this images folder into your HTML demos folder. अभी यहाँ पे अगर मैंने copy paste किया, तो now the folder which I have opened here, it is within the limit of that folder. Now you can access it. But then for this image, I will have to give the, yes, it allows the web images, but not the images on the current local machine. Web images are available outside the server, na? But on some other server only, right, Sanket? On some other server only, not on somebody's local machine, anywhere. And that is why web images are allowed. But within your machine, if those images are there, then that folder has to be in scope of this folder. Now, how you will write it? So these are the images which I want to display here. So now here I will have to say src. And now I am saying that inside current folder, there is a folder by name what? Images. So I have to give relative path. There is a folder called as images, and within that images I have this file which I want to show over here. Okay, which I want to show over here. Clear? So this is how you can use images, and for showing the image you have to say relative path. Now when I'm saying images and before images I'm not giving slash, which indicates that wherever this file is there, ये file जहाँ कहीं पे भी है, उसी folder में there is one more folder by name images. And then here we are giving the flowers.png, what is the file name. So we are using src and current folder का name. Current folder के अंदर कौन सा folder है वो नाम, and inside that which files are there. So you can specify relative path. Now this is called as relative path. The path which is not starting with slash is always called as relative path, and relative path ही देना है अगर हमारे machine पे images है तो. शुभम, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है that only web server images are good, because what if these are my images and I don't want to share it with anybody, then I will not keep it on any web server, right? We have to keep it in our machine, and our machine is also a web server behaving like a web server. So we have to keep it on our server and not on somebody else's server. Okay, Shubham? So it is always necessary that your images has to be within a scope of your folder. So for adding the images, I have copy pasted that folder. अभी ये HTML demos में हमारा फाइल है image demo करके, उसी के अंदर हमने ये folder बनाया है. Can you see? Can you see Shiv Prasad? I have copy pasted that images folder जिसके अंदर ये images already है. तो वो folder अभी किसके अंदर है? HTML demos के अंदर है. And inside that HTML demos, here we are using images equal to src, and images folder में flowers.png image is there. But then this image will become very big, and इसीलिए to give the size to that image, you can use width 300 pixel, and you can use height also. And suppose I am writing here 300 pixel. So I'm saving this file, And now if I'm using this file as go live, so you can see the image is appearing over here. Are you with me? Yes, Anshuman, you will have to upload these images on the web server. So as I said, Dhananjay, your image cannot be in downloads whenever you are running the server. It has to be somewhere inside this folder, not anywhere on your machine. So if you are downloading certain image, you will have to create a folder inside this folder, and in that you will have to save the images. It cannot be anywhere on your machine. Dhananjay, if you open this particular file on some other server, you have to copy these images also into that server. Otherwise, it is not accessible. So this entire folder will get copied on some other web server if you want to use it there. Because ये पूरा हमारा web application है ना, ये images is also part of my web application, right? Dhananjay? Now, if you want to align this particular image at the center, then here you can use align is equal to center. So the image will be aligned at the center. Mm. If in the image we don't have this align attribute, if you cannot use, then what you have to do is you will have to add it inside div. Float में left and right hai. I don't know whether float is center. We will check that out. So suppose here I am writing float colon float is equal to right. Then your image will appear on the right hand side. If I say float left, then it will go to why it is not working. Yesterday we have seen images, right? You can use border alternate. Let me check the float option in image. So if you want to use float, okay, I have used it as an attribute. So you will have to use style is equal to, and inside style you will have to write float colon left or right. So if I'm writing float right, then you can see that image is appearing on the right hand side. If I say float left, it will appear on the left hand side, right? So this is how you can use float left or float right if you are showing the image. Now on for this image, if you want to show the border, so you can use here border also. Border is equal to 1 pixel. So you can draw the border also to that image. Similarly, you can use vertical space. So gap between the image and text is vertical space, and gap between this image and the text, that is horizontal space. So H space is horizontal space. V space is vertical space, right? So you can use image tag for float left or float right. So now suppose this entire text, now suppose this image and the text you want to show as a paragraph. So for showing it as a paragraph, we have p tag, and inside p tag, suppose I'm showing one image, and here if I'm writing a paragraph, and suppose I'm showing some text inside it. So suppose I'm showing some text inside it. And now we are writing float right. So can you see that the image is going on the right hand side and the text is appearing on the left hand side? Okay. So if you want to show it as a image on the right hand side, कहाँ पे राइट का स्पेलिंग गलत है? This is right spelling, right? Okay. Okay. So now here we are writing a paragraph tag, and inside paragraph we are writing image, and below that if I am writing text, and अगर हमने image को float right किया, then this text will appear on the left hand side and the image will appear on the left hand, on the right hand side. Same way, suppose this image I'm writing here, and now inside this image if I'm writing float left, then image will appear on the left hand side and text will appear over here. But you can see that over here space is there, so this image is appearing over here itself. So in that case, I want to show this particular paragraph on the next line, and that is why here you can add a BR in between. So BR stands for go to next line and then start showing the image. So it is creating a gap in between. Can you see? But then now if it is appearing like this and this text is not big enough to occupy the width of the image, then we will have to use multiple BR tag, or we will have to use div sections, or we will have to use or we will have to use uh, div and arranging those divs one below the other. So these things we will have to write. This is how you will have to align the text. So that care you will have to take, and you have to arrange the text accordingly. So now suppose we want to write this particular image, and we want to align the image at the center. Then for center align, you can use CSS also you can use. Otherwise, what we can do is here, you can also use div tag. Div stands for division of the page. So if you want to logically divide the page, we are not dividing it actually. If we want to write this is one section of the page, and then I want to write this is another section of the page, so division of the page. So then in that case you can go for div tag also. So using div tag also, so this is one div जहाँ पे ये text है, and this is another div जहाँ पे ये text है. But using CSS, we will see how to align the text and how to uh, write the text. Now inside this div, suppose I'm adding this image. So inside this div, I can add one more div section here. I can add one more div section over here. And then for this div, I can write here align equal to center. So let's check whether this makes our image align center. So right now I'm deleting this right. So now can you see, since we have divided this as a separate div, it is appearing at the center and below that the text is appearing. Can you see? Okay. So if you want to align the image at the center, what you can do is you can put it in one division, and that entire division we are aligning at the center, and this will become another division. Now over here also, if you want to show the image at the center, then you can put it inside the div, and this div you can align center, or you can align it left, or you can align it right. So whatever division you are writing, here you can write align center. Similarly, images may, if you want to write left right, either you can change this entire div to left, or you can use float left, float right. But when I'm using float left, float right, I'm using again CSS, right? So instead of that, here you can see I'm using the style tag float left and float right. Or we can put it in a separate div and we can use align center. Are you with me? And lot of things we can use. Lot of tags we can use, and lot of properties we are going to see in CSS how to design the pages. So this image tag can be used inside div tag. It can be used inside any TD tag. तो अगर आपको टेबल के अंदर इमेज दिखाना है तो आप इमेज टैग TR के अंदर भी यूज कर सकते हो, या फिर अगर ये इमेज एज अ क्लिकेबल इमेज आपको दिखाना है, सो कैन आई यूज इट एज अ एंकर टैग इनसाइड एंकर टैग. तो यस, अभी ये एंकर टैग में यूजुअली हम href एट्रीब्यूट यूज करते हैं. href इज इक्वल टू, एंड ओवर हियर इफ आई एम राइटिंग http://google.com. तो अगर ये वेबसाइट हमने दिया, and here if I am adding the text as click me, so this text will appear, and whenever I will click on this particular text, then this page will open. But instead of this click me, can I put a image tag here? Can I put a image tag over here? तो डाल सकते हैं. So now this image will become a link, clickable image. Okay. Now suppose over here, instead of flowers, if I'm using clock. Suppose I'm using clock. So now if you see, this is the clickable image. Now if I click on this image, it will take me to google.com page. And you must have noticed that whenever I'm bringing the cursor on that clock image, is it changing to the finger, which indicates that it's a anchor tag, right? So this is how you can use it. Now suppose I want to add one more div tag over here, so you can do that. So this div tag will tell browser कि ये अलग-अलग sections है. Okay, this div tag will tell the browser that these are अलग-अलग logical divisions on the page. Okay, so this is one div, this is another div, this is another div. So we can use it. So within a page, if you want to write or within a page, if you want to show that this is one division जिसमें हमें header दिखाना है, this is another division जिसमें हमें menu bar दिखाना है, this is another division जिसमें हमें actual text दिखाना है, and this is another division जहाँ पे हमें footer दिखाना है. So actually कोई भी पेज आप अगर यूज करोगे so उसमें काफी सारे सेक्शंस रहते हैं, बट हम ऐसे लाइन ड्रॉ नहीं करते उसके बीच में. बट ब्राउजर को बताना है कि ये एक सेक्शन है, ये दूसरा है, ये तीसरा है, ये चौथा है, तो उसको एक के नीचे एक दिखाओ. तो देन इन दैट केस यू कैन गो फॉर div tag. Div stands for division tag, right? And inside a div tag अगर हमें anchor tag दिखाना है and within that anchor tag हमने text की जगह पे अगर image दिया, तो will this image becomes a link? Image will behave like a link. तो yes. Yes, Kamaksha. Logically, if you want to divide the page into sections, then you can go for div tag. Okay. अभी ये जो image है, can I show it in the table tag also? So suppose this image हमारा ये जो table demo है, in this table demo, suppose now I am adding one more th, and in this th if I am showing photo, okay, and then over here in the td I am adding that image. So now inside image, inside table, can you see one column has got added, and is the image appearing inside the table? So can I add image inside the table also? So yes, डाल सकते हैं. So if you put that img tag inside tr tag or inside td tag or th tag, so it can, you can show image inside the table also. अभी ये width and height अगर मैंने हटा दिया यहाँ से, तो ये काफी बड़ा है इमेज, इसलिए काफी बड़ा दिख रहा है. एंड इसीलिए अगर हमें कंट्रोल्ड साइज एंड हाइट देना है, तो यू कैन स्पेसिफाई विड्थ एंड हाइट देयर. So we will make it little more smaller. So you can show it like whatever size you want. So this is how you can show the image. So image can be center align, image can be left align, image can be right align. Yes, प्रतीक, ऐसे तो टेबल में लिंक भी डाल सकते हैं, क्यों नहीं डाल सकते? अगर एंकर टैग डाला टीडी में तो लिंक भी डाल सकते हैं. Yes, Pragya, as I said that I'm going to share this PDF which is available with me. So that will help you out to understand that कहाँ पे क्या use करना है, Pragya. Now, Omkar, usually float is used whenever you want to align it on the left hand side or right hand side. You can go for float. But float center नहीं use कर सकते हम. So अगर center align करना है तो align use कर सकते हैं. अभी आपको प्रैक्टिस से पता चल जाएगा कि float use करना है या align use करना है. So what float left will do? Float left will also place the image on the left hand side, but it will keep the remaining part of the line free for writing the text. तो ये practice से आपको पता चल जाएगा that align use करना है या float use करना है ओंकार. Okay. सिमिलरली अगर आपको इमेज के नीचे कोई कैप्शन दिखाना है, जैसे टेबल में हमने एक टेबल कैप्शन दिखाया बराबर, वैसे ही इमेज के अंदर, इमेज के नीचे अगर हमें कोई टेक्स्ट दिखाना है, अगर कोई कैप्शन दिखाना है, तो देन देयर इज अ ऑप्शन अवेलेबल कॉल्ड एज फिग कैप्शन. Yes, you can use Microsoft documentation also, which is there. And inside fig caption, you can write a paragraph that this is figure caption. So if you want to show some caption to the image, below image if you want to show some text. So you can use fig caption. But now you can see that this fig caption is not appearing properly. So if you want to show this image and below that if you want to add this caption, then this entire thing can be added inside figure tag. जैसे बुक्स में दिखाते हैं, अभी बुक में हमें ये एज अ फिगर दिखाना है जिसमें हमें ये फोटो दिखाना है और उसके नीचे कुछ कैप्शन दिखाना है. So in such cases you can go for fig caption. Now this fig caption also you can align left. Let's check उसमें align चलता है क्या. Otherwise you will have to, अभी ये align अगर इधर नहीं हुआ तो then you will have to go for CSS. Okay. So this align bottom is not working for fig caption. So then in such cases you can go for CSS later. But अगर आपको ये image के साथ साथ कुछ caption दिखाना है, तो then you can use this fig caption tag also. Just a minute. So if you want to show some heading to the image, then you can enclose that image in the figure tag, and inside figure tag you can add the combination of image and you can write the fig caption. Are you with me? So to display at the bottom, you can go for CSS later. So if you want to show some caption to the image, then use this figure tag, and inside figure tag you can use fig caption. जैसे table का caption है वैसे ही fig का caption आएगा. Yes, Amar, you can use header also, but see there is a tag name which is meaningful tag names, right? Whenever I'm reading this particular file, can I easily understand that this is one figure you are showing in which this is the image and it is a caption of that image. Whereas if you use header tag, then while reading this HTML page, you will not be able to understand कि ये figure का caption लिखने के लिए header tag लिखा है. So if you use these tags which are specifically designed for these cases, will help you to increase the readability of your code. Yes or no, Amar? And hence it is good choice to go for this. वैसे तो करने के लिए हम बहुत कुछ कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी p tag भी चलेगा, सिर्फ p tag h1 tag भी चलेगा, but then your code will become easy to read. And now if it is figure caption, तो उसको CSS assign करना easy हो जाएगा. सारे figure caption को अगर हमने यही tag use किया और एक ही जैसा दिखाना है तो फिक कैप्शन को हम CSS असाइन कर सकते हैं। वेराइज H1 अगर आपने इधर यूज किया तो और कहीं पे भी H1 हो सकता है, उसको भी वो स्टाइल अप्लाई हो जाएगा। टू अवॉइड दैट यूज एप्रोप्रिएट टैग्स वेरेवर नीडेड। फाइन। So we can use figure tag, we can use um, pic caption, we can use images. So any questions on images? Now in this code also I'm putting in the chat box. I can see lot of messages in the chat box for the code. So I have copy pasted the code and later on I'm also going to put this code on the drive. I have got the link for drive also. तो कल का और आज का दोनों डालूंगी. Now this code is not fitting in one chat portion or one message of the chat box. तो मैं ये divide करके डाल रही हूँ दो parts में. So I have added it in two parts, so you can use it. Now, if you want to see the documentation on HTML, so this is the documentation for HTML which is available. और इसमें आपको सारे टैग्स की इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगी in the HTML, so you can use this particular documentation. तो ये जो है वो लिंक है. If you're interested in, I'm sharing this link in the chat box. So you can use this docs also for the, you can use these docs for finding out information, basic information about HTML. Or W3 School is also very good site on which you can refer for. um, W3 School is also very good site which you can use as a reference purpose for HTML and CSS. So if you want to refer the HTML for tags and attributes, then either use these docs whose link I have shared in the chat box, or you can go for W3 School site. Okay, so we have seen table tag, we have seen link tag, we have seen anchor tag, image tag is also seen. Similarly, we have seen div tag, which helps you to do the logical division of the page. अभी वैसे ही there is another tag available called as p tag. P tag stands for paragraph tag. Okay. P tag stands for paragraph tag. So अगर हमें text as a paragraph दिखाना है one below the other on the separate line. Okay. So in that case, you can go for, now suppose here in HTML I'm creating one more demo. And now if I'm using अभी यहाँ पे अगर हमने लिखा Now inside this HTML, suppose I am writing body tag, and inside body tag, if I want to use p tag, so p stands for paragraph. तो ऐसे अगर हमें पैराग्राफ दिखाने हैं, so we are writing here this is p1 and this is p2. So can you see that this line and this line is appearing on the separate line, and there is a gap in between. So these are two paragraphs which we are writing. So if you want to keep a gap between these two lines, then you can treat them as a paragraph. अभी ये paragraph में काफी बड़ा paragraph भी हो सकता है. So you may have a big text which is spanning multiple lines also. But in p tag अगर आपने enter की या spaces वगैरह दिया, तो that will be removed. तो फिर हम वो नहीं दिखा सकते, बिकॉज ब्राउजर विल रिमूव द एक्स्ट्रा स्पेसेस और एंटर कीज. बट अगर हमने ये एक पैराग्राफ दिया और यहाँ पे अभी भी जगह है, बट ये हमें दूसरे लाइन पे लाना है, तो देन यू विल हैव टू पुट इट इनसाइड द another p tag, right? Or you will have to go for pre tag, or you will have to go for br tag. But ये सब कुछ आपको लिखना पड़ेगा. So instead of adding normal text and then using br, is it better to use simple p tag? Better and easy to use simple p tag. P tag will take care of it. Now similarly, suppose you want to give some alignment to the text, or suppose you want to make this text as bold, तो b is a tag. But अभी ये जो tags है b tag वगैरह, ये सब कुछ हटाने वाले हैं. All these are deprecated because they say that don't use these tags. But अगर आपको करना है bold, italic, तो you can use this tags, bold, italic. So these are text formatting tags which you can use in the system. So now you can see that this is appearing little bold. अभी ये थोड़ा सा slanted दिख रहा है. Italic, U is for underline, I is for U is for underline, I is for italic. और वो सारे टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेटिंग रिलेटेड टैग जो है, तो सारे टेक्स्ट फॉर्मेटिंग टैग जो है वो ये पीपीटी में दिए हुए हैं. बट नाउअडेज इट इज सजेस्टेड दैट डोंट यूज देम. बट अगर कहीं पे यूज करना है तो कर सकते हैं. सो यू कैन यूज दीज टैग्स, जैसे कि बोल्ड है, इटैलिक है, अंडरलाइन है. Similarly, you can use font tag also if you want to assign some font. और font में हम color दे सकते हैं, size दे सकते हैं. तो you can use font tag, b tag, I tag, u. But it is suggested that ये as much as possible अभी इसको avoid करो. Because it is possible कि अभी HTML का अगर नया वर्जन आया, HTML 6 और 7 सब नया वर्जन आया, तो हो सकता है कि ये deprecated होगा. तो अभी जो एग्जिस्टिंग साइट्स है उसके लिए ठीक है, बट नए साइट में जब आप डिजाइन करोगे पेजेस, तो अवॉइड यूसेज ऑफ दीज टैग्स. तो जैसे बोल्ड है, इटैलिक है, अंडरलाइन है, तो यू कैन ट्राई आउट दीज टैग्स इन द लैब. यू कैन यूज फॉन्ट आप यूज कर सकते हो. प्री टैग आई हैव ऑलरेडी शोन यू. अभी और कौन से कैरेक्टर फॉर्मेटिंग टैग्स है, तो em टैग इज देयर फॉर एम्फोसिस, मतलब थोड़ा और डार्क दिखाना है. स्ट्रॉन्ग इज ऑल्सो डार्क. सिमिलरली टेली टाइप अगर आपको यूज करना है, जैसे कि मोनोस्पेस्ड फॉन्ट अगर आपको यूज करना है, तो टेली टाइप. इफ यू वांट टू शो समथिंग एज अ डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, देन साइटेशन टैग यू कैन यूज. बट एज मच एज पॉसिबल अवॉइड यूसेज ऑफ दीज टैग्स, बिकॉज ये अभी नए वर्जन में डेप्रिकेटेड, मतलब रिमूव भी हो सकते हैं. So now in paragraph, if you are writing size +1, so size +1 will increase the size from current size to +1. -1 करना है तो छोटा हो जाएगा. तो इधर सारे एग्जांपल्स दिए हुए हैं ये पीपीटीज में. आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर दिस पीपीटीज विथ यू, तो यू कैन यूज देम. सो फॉन्ट साइज प्लस माइनस कर सकते हैं, बोल्ड अंडरलाइन यूज कर सकते हैं, एम्फसिस यूज कर सकते हैं लिटिल डार्कर के लिए, स्ट्रॉन्ग यूज कर सकते हैं इफ यू वांट टू शो इट इन द डार्क, एंड टेली टाइप दिखाना है तो यू कैन यूज टेली टाइप ऑल्सो. सो अलग अलग टाइप के टैग्स हैं. सिमिलरली फॉर अलाइनमेंट यू कैन यूज अ टैग कॉल्ड एज सेंटर. तो अगर कोई भी टेक्स्ट हमने ये सेंटर टैग के अंदर डाला तो इट विल शो यू द टेक्स्ट इनसाइड इन द सेंटर, बट ये टैग हमें अवॉइड करने हैं. ओके, so instead of writing this center left tag, it is good choice to go for div, and div में कौन सा attribute use करना है? align. So center align, left align, right align. So you can use align attribute also. Similarly, as I said that there are certain special characters. जैसे कि अभी ये p tag है, इसके अंदर हमें लिखना है this is para 2, and suppose some scientific text you are writing जैसे कि दिस इज x ग्रेटर देन y. अभी ये ग्रेटर देन सिंबल अगर हमने ऐसे लिखा इधर तो डिस्प्ले होता है, बट ऑन वेबसाइट्स मेनी वेब ब्राउजर्स इट में क्रिएट एन इशू. तो अभी ये लेस देन साइन एंड ग्रेटर देन साइन जो है उसको स्पेशल मीनिंग है, राइट? तो यूजुअली अगर हमें ये टेक्स्ट ऐसे दिखाना है तो वी डोंट यूज दिस ग्रेटर देन साइन हियर. इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट वी गो फॉर एनटीटी विच इज जीटी, एलटी. GT stands for greater than, LT stands for less than. तो ये symbols अगर हमें दिखाने हैं तो there are certain built-in entities available. जैसे कल हमने एक NBSP देखा. Okay, we saw NBSP. NBSP stands for uh, new blank space. Give me a minute. So can you see that we are using this paragraph tag, and paragraph tag में अगर हमें greater than sign दिखाना है तो we are using ampersand, GT and semicolon. वैसे ही अगर हमें less than वगैरह दिखाना है तो we can write here x. less than अगर दिखाना है तो less than के लिए क्या है? You can use the entity called as ampersand, LT and semicolon, right? Now if I show this text on the browser, so you can see that GT is getting converted into greater than sign, LT is getting converted into less than sign, right? So हम ऐसे use कर सकते हैं. Similarly, sometimes you want to show x raised to 2. So suppose यहाँ पे हमें लिखना है x raised to 2 या H2O ऐसे अगर कुछ दिखाना है तो then here I can use superscript. So for superscript there is a tag available called as superscript. And वैसे ही अगर हमें subscript दिखाना है so you can write a subscript also. So superscript के लिए sub है, subscript के लिए subscript is there. तो ऐसे काफी सारे tags है. By practice you can easily understand. It is not very difficult to remember. By name itself you can understand what is use of that tag. So you can see that over here it is showing superscript, and here it is showing subscript. So if you want to show this 2 on the top, like x raised to 2, 3 raised to 9, something like that. And here I want to show this as a subscript. So then this 2 should be enclosed inside SUP, that is superscript. This 2 should be enclosed inside sub, that is subscript. तो ऐसे हम स्टाइलिंग कर सकते हैं पेज टेक्स्ट को बाय यूजिंग दीज टैग्स, राइट. हम उसको स्टाइलिंग कर सकते हैं, हम उसका फॉन्ट चेंज कर सकते हैं, हम उसमें स्टाइल वाले ये टैग्स यूज कर सकते हैं. बट गिविंग दिस स्टाइल वाया दिस टैग्स इज नाउअडेज कंसिडर्ड एज एब्सोल्यूट, because it is good choice to give such styles by using CSS. बट स्टिल देर आर सर्टन कैरेक्टर्स जो हमें दिखाने हैं, जैसे कि अभी एम्फरसैंड को भी स्पेशल मीनिंग है, सेमीकोलन को भी स्पेशल मीनिंग है. एंड इसीलिए अगर हमें एम्फरसैंड कैरेक्टर दिखाना है तो हाउ यू विल हैव टू राइट इज AMP, राइट. फिर अगर हमें ऐसे एस्टेरिक दिखाना है तो यू हैव टू यूज दिस एंटिटी. सो दीज आर प्री डिफाइंड एंटिटीज विच आर अवेलेबल. एम्फरसैंड GT सेमीकोलन इज ग्रेटर देन. सो ऐसे बहुत सारे एंटिटीज अवेलेबल है. नाउ सपोज आई वांट टू शो कॉपीराइट, सो यू कैन यूज दिस सिंबल. अगर दिखाना है तो यू कैन यूज एम्फरसैंड कॉपी सेमीकोलन. अगर ऐसे हाफ फ्रैक्शन दिखाना है तो देर आर लॉट्स आर देर, फ्रैक 1 2. अगर TM दिखाना है तो ट्रेड. सो ऐसे काफी सारे हैं. सम ऑफ द लिस्ट इज गिवन ओवर हियर. अभी अगर हमें ये सिंबल दिखाना है तो यू कैन यूज दिस एंटिटी. So there are certain entities which are useful, and I have given it in the PPTs. So you can refer documentation also, right? So these are nothing but called as predefined entities. Entities are available. Entities, a lot of entities are available on the in the HTML. सिमिलरली अगर हमें ये कोड कोई ऐसा स्ट्राइक थ्रू दिखाना है, जैसे कि टेक्स्ट दिखाना है और उसके ऊपर ऐसे लाइन ड्रॉ हुआ है, ऐसे दिखाना है, देन यू कैन यूज दिस स्ट्राइक एट्रीब्यूट. अगर हमें नॉर्मल फॉन्ट से बड़ा दिखाना है तो यू कैन यूज बिग, स्मॉल फॉर लिटिल स्मॉलर. सबस्क्रिप्ट सुपरस्क्रिप्ट हम यूज कर सकते हैं फॉर शोइंग द वैल्यू लिटिल स्मॉलर देन द टेक्स्ट, लिटिल बिलो देन द टेक्स्ट. जैसे कि H2 है, H2O है. देन सुपरस्क्रिप्ट इज रेस टू दिखाना है तो सबस्क्रिप्ट, सुपरस्क्रिप्ट. तो ये सारे इसके टेक्स्ट दिया हुआ है. सो यू कैन जस्ट टाइप दिस एंड यू कैन यूज इट. अभी ये स्ट्राइक थ्रू अगर आपको दिखना है तो देन यू कैन यूज इट लाइक दिस, बट नॉट सजेस्टेड टू यूज, क्योंकि अभी आजकल ऑल दिस थिंग शुड हैपन वाया CSS एंड नॉट लुक एंड फील. हम यूजुअली इसमें यूज नहीं करते हैं HTML पेज में. बट अगर कोई पुराने HTML फाइल आपके प्रोजेक्ट में है तो उसमें ये टैग्स यूज किए रहेंगे, एंड एट दैट टाइम यू शुड नो कि हर एक टैग क्या करता है. ओके. So these are various text formatting tags which are available in HTML. So there are lots of tags. फिर हमने लिस्ट देखा है, लिस्ट कैसे यूज करते हैं देखा है. We have seen unordered list, ऑर्डर्ड लिस्ट देखा है. अभी टाइप के लिए कौन से वैल्यूज परमिसिबल है वो दिया हुआ है, और ये टाइप दिया तो लिस्ट में कैसे नंबर दिखेगा वो भी दिया हुआ है इधर. Okay, so list का type is given, how to use it is also given here. So you can refer these PPTs as a quick reference. Then data list also can be shown. Okay, nesting of the list is also possible, जो हमने किया है. You can use ordered list, type and start you can use. We'll be taking break at 10:30. Is that okay for all of you? 10:30 to 11 will be the break time. So now here वी हैव सीन OL टैग ऑल्सो, LI, तो बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स इसमें दिए हुए हैं। सिमिलरली अगर इमेज दिखाने हैं तो इमेज के एट्रीब्यूट्स कौन से हैं, जैसे कि SRC है, अल्टरनेट है, अलाइन है, देन यू कैन यूज विड्थ एंड हाइट, बॉर्डर, हॉरिजॉन्टल स्पेस, वर्टिकल स्पेस। तो ये सारे कैसे यूज कर रहे हैं, सारे एग्जाम्पल्स ये PPT में दिए हुए हैं, विच आई विल बी शेयरिंग विथ यू टुडे। And on top of it, if you want any extra information, you can always refer W3 schools or the link which I have shared just now. तो Microsoft documentation also you can use. तो जो हमने नेम वगैरह यूज किया था सब कुछ इसमें दिया हुआ है। ईमेल के लिए कैसे यूज करोगे एंकर टैग, वो भी दिया हुआ है। Now there is one more possibility, one more way of using the image is nothing but image maps. So till now whatever tags I have shown you, जैसे कि हमने अभी कौन से tags देखे हैं, so अभी तक हमने tag देखे हैं, image tag देखा है, then we have seen table tag, then we have seen P, we have seen div tag, then we have seen all lists कैसे करते हैं, and some text formatting tags we have seen. So इसमें किसी को कोई क्वेरी है तो पूछो। ऑटो क्लोजेबल टैग्स है, TR टैग, LI टैग हमने यूज किया है। ओके Omkar, whenever you are using the unit as PX or EM is also one more unit that is emphasized. And another unit is PX when you are specifying font or you are specifying width and height. That time it is according to the screen and not only for image. Okay. So there is one more facility of image. तो हमने image कैसे दिखाते हैं वो दिखाया. Now there is one more way of image, and that image can be used as image map. So I'm copy pasting this code. I will share this code with you also. And for that we will require this image map का image also. So suppose अभी हमारे पास जो image है वो image हमने anchor tag में अगर डाला, and then we also require that picture also. So I'm pasting this particular image here. So this image we are showing. Now, right now we have seen how to show this image as a image as a anchor tag, right? शिव प्रसाद कहाँ दिखा रहा है? ये स्ट्राइक इधर खत्म हो गया और ये नॉर्मल टेक्स्ट दिख रहा है शिव प्रसाद. You will have to end that strike tag right here. सो वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट इमेज मैप. अभी हमने इमेज में एंकर टैग यूज करके वो इमेज को लिंक कैसे बनाते हैं वो दिखाया है. नाउ हियर यू कैन सी दैट ओवर हियर वी आर राइटिंग द टैग कॉल्ड एज मैप, और वो टैग को हमने नाम दे दिया है मेनू. एंड वी हैव वन इमेज जिसमें ये वाला इमेज है, एंड ये इमेज में हमने पोर्शन किए हैं. सो अभी ये एक इमेज पे हमने अलग अलग जगह पे क्लिक किया तो अलग अलग पेजेस विल बी ओपन. सो ये कोड अगर हमें लिखना है तो देन इन दैट केस यू विल हैव टू गो फॉर इमेज मैप. Give me a minute, some more files I need to copy. So I'm copying these 3 files also here, HTML files, that is fun.html, games.html and work.html. अभी ये जो फाइल है उसका एक्सटेंशन htm भी चलता है और html भी चलता है. Now first of all we will see how it works and then I'll explain you what we have written. अभी ये जो image map file है, now if I open this in the server, so can you see that over here it is showing me the image, single image, and now if I click on this it will open some file. If I click on this it will open some other file. If I click on this it will open some other file. So you can see here that within a image I have this section जिसमें क्लिक किया तो कोई अलग फाइल खुलता है, ये सेक्शन पे क्लिक किया तो कोई और फाइल खुलता है, और ये सेक्शन पे क्लिक किया तो कुछ अलग फाइल खुलता है. यूजुअली इफ आई दिस ऐड दिस एंटायर इमेज इन एंकर टैग तो ये पूरे इमेज पे क्लिक किया तो एक ही पेज खुलेगा. बट सपोज ये बड़ा इमेज है और उसमें हमें ये पोर्शन में क्लिक किया, ये पोर्शन में क्लिक किया, ये पोर्शन में क्लिक किया, तो अलग अलग फाइल्स दिखाने हैं. ये अगर हमें लिखना है so then you will have to use this image, you will have to find out these coordinates. Now can you see this fun is written inside the triangle? Now if you use this image in paintbrush you will be able to find out this coordinate and this coordinate. So now we will have to create this image as a map. तो उसके लिए हमें क्या यूज करना है, map name is equal to menu, and inside that we are writing area, and inside area you can see that over here we are writing shape is equal to rectangle. अभी shape अगर rectangle है तो यहाँ पे chords में you will have to give the left top corner and right bottom corner, तो वो rectangle जैसा दिखेगा. But if you want to show multiple coordinates तो यहाँ पे हमने लिखा है poly और उसमें लिखा है 539 first coordinate, this is second coordinate, this is third coordinate and this is fourth coordinate. तो ये 4 coordinates अगर हमने दिखाया तो you can use poly also over here. अभी यहाँ पे भी poly में कितने दिए हैं देखो, 1 2 3 and 4 और एक दिया 5, तो वो pentagon बनेगा. So if you want to show any shape then go for poly. अभी circle दिखाना है तो you will have to go for center and the radius, तो वो सर्कल का शेप में दिखाएगा. अगर रेक्टेंगुलर दिखाना है तो यू नीड टॉप एंड लेफ्ट बॉटम कॉर्नर. सो दीज आर वेरियस वेज यू कैन डिफाइन द एरिया. तो अभी यहाँ पे एरिया में हमने क्या दिया, शेप दिया, कौन सा शेप चाहिए और उसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स क्या चाहिए, कौन सा शेप चाहिए उसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स क्या चाहिए. और ये कोऑर्डिनेट आप पेंट ब्रश में अगर फिगर कॉपी पेस्ट करोगे तो आपको मिल जाएंगे. जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल so if we are opening it and if I bring the cursor over here तो can you see यहाँ पे अगर मैंने कर्सर लाया तो इधर नीचे वो हमें पॉइंट्स दिखाता है पिक्सेल में. ओके तो यहाँ पे अभी पिक्सल है 5 और यहाँ पे पिक्सल है सपोज 19। तो ये जो डिफरेंस है तो दैट विल गिव मी दिस कोऑर्डिनेट राइट ऑन द इमेज। देन दिस कोऑर्डिनेट, ये कैलकुलेशन करके आपको कोऑर्डिनेट्स पहले ढूंढने पड़ेंगे। सो अगर आपने इमेज इसमें खोला पेंट ब्रश में तो यू विल बी एबल टू फाइंड आउट दीज कोऑर्डिनेट्स। कैन यू सी? यू कैन सी दीज कोऑर्डिनेट्स। अभी ये कोऑर्डिनेट्स पहले आपको ढूंढने पड़ेंगे। राइट नाउ आई हैव गिवन यू, बट ये ढूंढने पड़ेंगे। एंड देन यू विल हैव टू टेल कि कौन से पोर्शन में कौन सा शेप दिखाना है। तो कोऑर्डिनेट्स हमने यहाँ पे डाले हैं। शेप सर्कल दिखाना है तो हमें सेंटर एंड रेडियस देना है। अगर हमें रेक्टेंगल दिखाना है तो टॉप लेफ्ट एंड बॉटम राइट कॉर्नर हम दे सकते हैं। सो लाइक दिस फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी डिड मार्किंग एंड देन वी सेड कि ये जो इमेज है ये वाला, उसके ऊपर ये मार्किंग्स यूज करो। सो हियर वी आर राइटिंग हैश मेनू। तो कैन यू सी ये जो मैप बनाया हमने जिसमें हमने अलग अलग एरिया कोऑर्डिनेट्स के साथ मार्क किए हैं, उधर हमने नेम दिया है मेनू एंड दैट मेनू वी आर यूजिंग ओवर हियर। तो ये इमेज पे ये पैरामीटर्स मार्क हो जाएंगे, ये शेप्स मार्क हो जाएंगे। Now whenever you are using this shape over here, तो अभी हमने ये जो इमेज यूज किया है वो इमेज में ये ट्रायंगल वगैरह ड्रॉ किया है। बट हमेशा जब आप मार्क करोगे शेप में तो ये बॉर्डर्स आपको देने पड़ेंगे, ये अपने आप नहीं आएंगे। बट इफ यू क्लिक समवेयर ओवर हियर देन इट विल ओपन द पर्टिकुलर फाइल। तो विद इन दिस रीजन कहीं पे भी क्लिक किया तो कौन सा फाइल खुलना चाहिए। सो दैट वी आर स्पेसिफाइंग ओवर हियर इन href। कैन यू सी कि अगर हमने ये वाले पोर्शन में क्लिक किया तो ये वाला फाइल खुलना चाहिए। अगर हमने ये वाले पोर्शन में क्लिक किया तो ये वाला फाइल खुलना चाहिए। ये पोर्शन में क्लिक किया तो ये वाला फाइल खुलना चाहिए। ये पोर्शन पे क्लिक किया तो ये वाला फाइल खुलना चाहिए। तो ये मैपिंग हमें करना पड़ेगा। अलग अलग लोकेशन पे क्लिक किया तो अलग अलग फाइल खोलने का मैपिंग हमें करना पड़ेगा। एंड देन वन इमेज यू कैन यूज, उसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स ढूंढ के वो कोऑर्डिनेट्स आप यूज कर सकते हो इन कॉर्ड्स। And then if I click on this, it will open another file. If I click on this, it will open another file. And if I click on this, it will open another file. तो अगर एक ही इमेज पे हमें अलग अलग लोकेशन पे क्लिक करने के बाद अलग अलग पेजेस अगर खोलने हैं तो इन सच केसेस यू कैन गो फॉर इमेज मैप्स। एंड इमेज मैप्स का स्टेप बाय स्टेप प्रोसीजर क्या है, पहले आपको ये कोऑर्डिनेट्स ढूंढने पड़ेंगे using paintbrush or many other softwares are available which will give you calculated positions. So यहाँ पे हमें कॉर्ड्स को वो पोजीशन असाइन करना है, href को फाइल असाइन करना है। एंड सबसे पहले बाय यूजिंग दिस एरिया टैग वी विल हैव टू डिफाइन द that this portion is associated with which file, this is associated with which file. So if I click on this shape, then I should get home.html. If I click on this page, I should get this fun.html. ये define करके image में हमें क्या use करना है, use map, and ये जो नाम दिया है इधर, that we have to write over here in use map. Okay, use map में हम उसको use कर सकते हैं. So this is how you can use image map. Okay, this is how you can use image map. Any question in image map? तो एक ही इमेज पे अगर हमें मल्टीपल टैग्स लिखने हैं तो हम लिख सकते हैं। तो डिफॉल्ट शेप में हमने कोऑर्डिनेट्स नहीं दिए हैं तो इसका मतलब है एनीवेयर अदर देन दीज कोऑर्डिनेट्स। इफ आई क्लिक देन वी वांट टू स्टे ऑन द सेम इमेज, राइट? तो ये जो मेनू है ये नाम आप कुछ भी दे सकते हो आपके चॉइस का। सो दिस इज वेयर यू कैन लिंक दिस पर्टिकुलर मैप विद द इमेज। सी व्हेनेवर यू वांट टू ड्रॉ अ रेक्टेंगल, अगर आपको कोई रेक्टेंगल ड्रॉ करना है, अगर आपको कोई रेक्टेंगल ड्रॉ करना है, तो अगर ये पॉइंट पता है और ये पॉइंट पता है तो हम ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं, बराबर। ये पॉइंट हम ड्रॉ कर सकते हैं। नाउ व्हेनेवर यू आर ड्राइंग द इमेज, तो आपको ये कोऑर्डिनेट्स कैलकुलेट करने पड़ेंगे। सो ओवर हियर वी हैव 517। कैन यू सी, यहाँ पे हमें कोऑर्डिनेट्स दिखते हैं। तो दैट कोऑर्डिनेट आपको ट्रायल एरर करके ढूंढना पड़ेगा, ऐसे रेडीमेड नहीं मिलेगा। So now if I bring the cursor on this point, can you see it is showing me 516 and 166 pixel. But ये जीरो के हिसाब से शुरू हो रहा है, राइट, ये जीरो के हिसाब से शुरू हो रहा है। सो विच एवर पोर्शन ऑफ द इमेज यू विल कंसिडर, तो आपको ये 0 0 कंसिडर करना है और इसका कोऑर्डिनेट करना है कंसिडर। तो इसके अंदर जो डिफरेंस रहेगा दैट विल बी द कोऑर्डिनेट फॉर दिस पॉइंट ऑन दिस इमेज। बट ये आपको कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा और ये हमें मिल रहा है। तो यहाँ पे आपने देखा 437 है और यहाँ पे 534 है। तो 534 माइनस 437 विल गिव मी एक्स एक्सिस फॉर दिस। एंड वैसे ही इसका y और इसका y का डिफरेंस जो है वो विल गिव मी द y एक्सिस वैल्यू फॉर प्लॉटिंग। Okay, so you have to take the reference of the image 0 0 and you have to calculate these points with reference to the starting position of the image. But ये पूरा calculation करना पड़ेगा आपको। Okay, and this is how you will have to mark those areas and you have to use it inside the image. So these are called as image maps. These are called as image maps. समीर, एज आई सेड, आपको थोड़ा ट्रायल एरर करके देखना पड़ेगा। ये इतना इजी होता तो कोई भी कैलकुलेट करेंगे ना समीर। यू विल हैव टू फाइंड आउट द लोकेशंस। अभी आपको कोऑर्डिनेट्स कैलकुलेट करके देना है और फिर उधर क्लिक करके देखना है इज देयर एनी प्रॉब्लम। फिर ब्राउजर के कोऑर्डिनेट्स चेक करो एंड अकॉर्डिंगली यू विल हैव टू डू द कैलकुलेशन एंड फाइंड आउट दोस कोऑर्डिनेट्स। ओके, और यू कैन यूज, देयर आर सर्टन सॉफ्टवेयर्स, जैसे कि आई थिंक फोटोशॉप आप यूज कर सकते हो, वहां पे आपको एग्जैक्ट कोऑर्डिनेट्स मिल सकते हैं। तो देर आर लॉट ऑफ रेडीमेड सॉफ्टवेयर आर ऑल्सो अवेलेबल फॉर इमेजेस, जिसमें आपको एक्यूरेट कोऑर्डिनेट्स मिलेंगे। बट अगर आपके पास वो नहीं रहेगा तो एटलीस्ट पेंट ब्रश में आप थोड़ा बहुत कैलकुलेट करके यूज कर सकते हो। सो अभी ये आपने मैप डिजाइन किया है जिसमें आपने ये एरियाज मार्क किए हैं और उसको हमने ये नाम दिया है ना, हाउ आई विल एसोसिएट दीज कोऑर्डिनेट्स विद दिस पर्टिकुलर इमेज। तो उसके लिए हमें ये एट्रीब्यूट यूज करना पड़ता है, यूज मैप, कि ये वाले इमेज पे ये कोऑर्डिनेट्स कंसिडर करो। उसके लिए यूज मैप यूज करते हैं, शार्दुल। ओके, तो दिस इज हाउ यू कैन यूज द इमेज मैप। तो एक ही इमेज पे, यस, एरिया इज ऑटो क्लोजेबल। तो एक ही इमेज पे अगर हमने अलग अलग कोऑर्डिनेट्स दिए तो दैट कैन बी कंसिडर्ड एज इमेज मैप। तो हम इमेज मैप यूज कर सकते हैं। ओके, so we have seen text formatting, we have seen anchor tag, we have seen We have seen how to use um, table tag. We have seen how to use image maps. And then we are going to see few more tags after this. अभी अगर हमने ये जो HTML फाइल दिखाया है, अगर हमने ये HTML फाइल दिखाया है ब्राउजर में, तो यहाँ पे कोई एरर आया तो एरर तो नहीं दिखाता है, बट ये ब्राउजर में एट अ टाइम अभी हम कितने HTML फाइल्स दिखा रहे हैं? एक ही दिखा रहे हैं. बट कैन आई डिवाइड दिस ब्राउजर विंडो इनटू मल्टीपल पार्ट्स एंड एक पोर्शन में एक फाइल, दूसरे पोर्शन में दूसरा फाइल, तीसरे पोर्शन में तीसरा फाइल, ऐसे हम कर सकते हैं क्या? तो कर सकते हैं. और उसके लिए जो यूज होता है वो फ्रेम सेट यूज होता है या फिर आई फ्रेम यूज होता है. So frame set is old tag. Frame set is now deprecated. And instead of frame set, nowadays people go for iframe. Iframe stands for internal frame. So you can use iframe tag also, or you can use frame set also. And we are going to see both. We are going to see both. And first of all, we are going to talk about how to use frame set. And first of all, उसके बाद आई एम गोइंग टू शो यू हाउ टू यूज आई फ्रेम. अब ये फ्रेम सेट और आई फ्रेम हम क्यों क्यों यूज करते हैं? सो यू कैन से दैट इफ यू वांट टू डिवाइड और इफ यू वांट टू शो मल्टीपल HTML files in the browser, then you can use either iframe, जो अभी नया टैग है, तो we will see both, and पुराना वे क्या है? frame set. So you can use both. अभी how to use these tags iframe and frame set, that I will be showing you after break. Okay, so we will see the how to use these two tags after the break. So after break, we are going to see how to divide this browser window in whatever parts we want, and in the different part, how to open the different files. For that, these two tags we are going to see, but these two tags we will see after the break. That is iframe and frame set. Okay. So now it is 10:30, and now we will take a break of half an hour. We will start at 11 o'clock. Okay, see you at 11 o'clock.